Hello everyone, welcome back to another YouTube video. Cringes out every time I say that, but however, we're going to be running through the top three remote jobs in 2025. Things that I've seen out there, that I've done myself, and that are the lowest barrier of entry for people who are just wanting to work online in 2025. So this is everything you need to know about this. So moving on, overview of this video. Firstly, the opportunity you have to never work a normal 9 to 5 or construction job ever again. I think people underestimate where the world's moving. They underestimate the amount of opportunity out there. And people also think that just because they're working a 9 to 5 or construction or, even just something with the hands, that they could never work online, when it's just not the case whatsoever. And I'm going to run through that with you in a second. Secondly, we're going to go into detail of the best 3 remote jobs you can start as soon as possible. Like I was saying before, these are my recommendations. It's what I've done before, and it's allowed me to work online. And thirdly, how you can get started today. Actionable steps on how you can get up and going with this. So, and look, realistically, it would take about 3 to 6 months to learn a skill, as long as you put the work in for you to actually work online, move wherever you want in the world and all that. So firstly, if you're new to me channel or Instagram or whatever, who am I? Ex-construction worker from the ages of literally since I left school to 23, last year. I was working with my hands all my life. I documented my whole journey of trying to make money online. Before I even knew what I was doing, before I even made a dollar, I was posting videos about it because I was like, right, I want to make sure, it's almost like a video journal. I just want to make sure I can look back and other people can look back at my journey and just replicate what I've done so I can help other guys in a similar spot to me, because I absolutely despise my job. I almost accept defeat that I'd just be in this job for the rest of my life. Obviously, if you've worked construction or a 9 to 5 before, it can be soul destroying. So I made it my sole mission to get out of it because I wanted to work online. I wanted that location freedom. I wanted more of an earning capacity instead of just lending my time for money. In that documentation, I failed a lot, but eventually I did land remote work, and eventually I did make money online. So yeah, I've been working remotely online for the last 16 months now, I'd say. So firstly, the opportunity to work remote in 2025. It has never, ever been more possible to work from your laptop wherever you want in the world. I really want you lads to understand the opportunity that is at hand here. So COVID changed absolutely everything. Now, I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but I just want to run through some stats with you. Nearly half of all employees transitioned into remote work during the pandemic. That's an 18% increase. Doesn't seem like much. 48% of them employees kept working remotely post-pandemic. Now, I feel like when COVID happened, people really seen the benefits from working at home. Employers seen it, people were happier, and employees and employers realized, right, this is benefiting everyone working from home, and I always say the person with the most time has the most freedom. Now it's got to a point where 62% of employees expect their employers to allow them to work remotely moving forward. As you can see in the graph here, it kind of breaks it all down for you. Now, what is the e-learning market? Well, it's basically just online education. Could be fitness education, real estate coaching, anything that anyone specializes in. Everyone's moving out of the traditional education system and into the online game. Now, like I was saying, people are losing trust, and the value of degrees at universities now are just plummeting. As you can see here, it's an estimated $320 billion industry at the moment. Now it's going to hit 1 trillion by 2032. Now this is going to link into the remote jobs that I'm going to explain in a second, because you're going to get the piece of this pie. This is another stat by the World Economic Forum. By 2030, global digital jobs are estimated to grow by 25%. Over 90 million roles. I'm going to show you a few rules, jobs, roles, same thing, how you can get a remote job. So secondly, the best 3 remote jobs you can do in 2025, especially from a beginner's standpoint. If you've got no experience in the online space, you don't have a fucking clue what's going on, these are the best 3 jobs that I've come up with for you. And I've also got examples of companies that are hiring right now. So no matter where you're going to work, now the main 2 skills you're going to need to learn in order for you to work online for the rest of your life, essentially, or work from home or whatnot, is sales and marketing. Now, every single business consists of marketing, sales. Without the marketing, there's no sales. Without the sales, there's no money. So if you can master these 2 high income skills, you'll be set for life. And this is what I've done eventually after trying a bunch of fucking business models online. I ended up just knuckling down with learning skills instead. Skills that businesses need, and I can leverage other businesses to make money myself. And this is what I'm going to show you today as well. So here's a few job opportunities. Here's a few different job roles in sales: appointment setter, closer, SDR, sales manager. The list goes on. I'll dive into a couple of them in a second that you could start training up for. Now, marketing, you've obviously got digital marketing, social media manager, advertising, copywriting. The list is endless again. And the good thing about all these, with sales and marketing, it's all down to human behavior. It's AI proof. I know a lot of people are worried about AI taking the jobs or whatnot. Human interaction, human behavior, that'll never get took over by AI. So knuckling down with these skills, you'll always get a piece of the pie. So how can you take advantage of this right now? Now, this is the 3 job positions that I have given you today that you could get started with basically ASAP. So here's the 3 remote jobs that I've picked for you guys today from a complete beginner's perspective. And I'm going to run through how you can get up and going with these. So firstly is a remote appointment setter, 5% commissions, sometimes base salary. I'll kind of run through all of that in a second as well. But on average, 2 to 5K a month. Completely online, completely remotely, wherever you want in the world. Remote closer, 10% commissions, a little bit more money, sometimes base salary, depending on what you'd be selling for other online businesses, 5 to 30K per month. And it can actually go above 30K depending on what you're selling. Then lastly, a social media manager, 3 to 5K a month. The future of business, if you don't have a social media attached to your business, you're going to fall behind. So there's going to be a gap in the market for social media managers. And I can see already with the amount of jobs that are listed online right now. Now, the 2 industries that you will work in is firstly B2C, which stands for business to customer. This is, online influencers, coaches in the wealth, health, fitness, relationship, personal development niches and all that. Your favorite Instagram influencers, you'll be able to leverage your skill set and potentially work with them. B2B is business to business. Obviously, this means you would sell them to other businesses. Tech sales, software sales, business consultant, real estate, list goes on. Now, realistically, in B2B, it definitely is more money. A lot of people start with a B2B, B2C, and then move into B2B later on. But I'll dive into that in a second. So where do you fit in? So these businesses and influencers run their whole business on social media, Instagram, Facebook, whatever, and they have millions of followers. Now, the 3 jobs that I've listed off there, the appointment setter, closer, and social media manager, you can work with any single online business or online education platform out there, just knowing one of them skills. So as you can see here, this is just an example of someone who does a copywriting e-learning platform. I just thought I'd give you a bit of an example. So let's dive into the first remote job that we've got here, right? So we've got appointment setting. So what is appointment setting? In brief terms, you are simply a receptionist for an online business. The way this works is, let's say that girl that I've just had on there with the 1 million followers, she will have thousands of people messaging her a day. Your job as an appointment setter, you'll be logged into their social media account and you'll be replying to messages, booking people, potential customers on calls. All you're doing is talking to customers, qualifying that customer over messages where they are suited to what you're selling for that influencer business. And basically, once they are qualified, you book them onto a closer, which I'll dive into in a sec. If that deal closes, you take a 5% commission. So let's say it's a 10K deal for the business or influencer. That closes over the phone. Obviously, you're not taking the phone call. You're simply just booking them onto that call. You will get $500 per close simply by sending DMs. For me, this was the first thing I started with. I started as an appointment setter for a real estate company for first home buyers. So I actually started in B2B, technically. So that's the remote job 1. Now, I just wanted to give a bit of a testimonial. So this is my friend here, 16 years old, left school. He made his old monthly income in 1 week as an appointment setter. You've also got my payout here. This is my first ever paycheck as an appointment setter. I was absolutely buzzing. I was working fly in, fly out in construction full time. And I was just texting while I was at work and I was making a bit of coin. Don't get me wrong, it is pretty tough. It's not like it's an easy task. You do feel like you got 2 jobs, but it does help transition into a closer later on. You can also work full time with this depending on what you're selling and how good you are at that skill. So I thought I'd bring up a few different appointment setting rules here. So as you can see over here, you've got, these are literally what I've just found on, I think it's Indeed.com. So on target earnings, so what you're predicted to earn is 5.5K per month. This also includes a £2,000 per month base. So that's so no matter what you do, as long as you're hitting your KPIs, which is what you're going to be getting, £2,000 per month. And then commissions are on top of that. As you can see, freelance, work from home. Oh, now I've just skipped onto the remote closer. It's a second remote job. Now, a lot of the time, second remote job, remote closer. For me, I've worked in the wealth info products niche and fitness niche. Essentially, all you're doing is taking sales calls for other online businesses or even B2B businesses, whether that be tech sales, software sales, whatever. You're taking their sales calls for them, 3 to 5 book calls per day. You do have fluidity in picking your own schedule. The good thing with these calls, they're already qualified customers, people that are already interested and have the financial capabilities to buy your product and service because they come from the appointment setter. So the appointment setter will book onto the call to you, take that call. and you basically just guide them over the line, take commissions. That's all it is. The call would usually about 30, 45 minutes, but all you're doing is running through with the prospect, the customer, where they're at, where they want to be, if your product or service can help them. Whatever you get over the line, you take 10% commission. So as you can see here, for an example, 10K deal, you're literally getting $1,000 for a 30 to 45-minute phone call. Here's some examples of me closing in action. Obviously, I've had to blur the prospect's faces out. But yeah, lots of hand actions. I like the hand actions. So I just thought I'd give you a few testimonials. This is my friend James. He's a remote closer. He made 6K in 1 week simply by just taking sales calls for a B2C business. As you can see here, used to be a Sparky, dragging himself out of bed, fighting traffic for a 9-to-5 job. He basically just learned the skill while he was working full time, then moved into being a closer. And now he's actually living in Dubai with me, not too far from where I am now. And he's just taking sales calls, full-time living, essentially like a sales contractor living in Dubai. Absolutely insane. Here's a couple other testimonials from guys and girls that I know. Tiffany landed a closing role in 4 months from learning the skill. She eventually moved into B2B, I think she made like 6K commissions on a new offer in literally 1 week of the first week of a new offer. B2B, business to business, like I was saying before. Then you got T, $10,700 in his 3rd month as a closer. Pretty mental. Obviously, commissions can go up and down, but the earning potential is there. It all kind of depends on your skill set and what you're selling. I know T now, he has moved into the fitness niche because that's something he's passionate about. Now he's selling fitness. Now, lastly, my good friend Michael as well used to be a tradie like myself. I know a lot of you guys that'll be watching this are tradies, and he made 7.5K as a closer in 1 week. Again, simply by just learning the skills over 5 months, as you can see there, with the right guidance or whatever. So literally in 5 months, landed a role, 7.5K in 1 week. Now, to think that people will go through an apprenticeship, including myself, or a university degree for 4 years, up to 7 with some university degrees, to eventually pocket change compared to this. This is what I mean by the opportunity that we've got here. You can literally learn a skill that the online space needs and earn more than a doctor. It's absolutely insane. Now, I just thought I'd give you a few different opportunities that I have also found on the internet very recently. Now, a lot of these roles do require, experience in the high ticket sales space. Some don't, some do. But realistically, when I've been on interviews or I know the space quite well, business owners just want to trust you with their customers. They want to know that you're going to bring that company in business. Obviously, firstly, you do need to learn the skill. You need to know that you can bring revenue in that business, and you need to have that confidence to do so. But a lot of the times, they'll overestimate how much experience they need for the role. If you're confident in your ability and you know what to do in interviews, you will succeed and you will get a good offer. Obviously, there's more to it as well, knowing where to find these offers, vetting them and all that. Well, I can go into that in another video. So this is like a lead gen B2B company. So that's with a base salary as well. Just look at this, like 160K per year to 250K per year. Absolutely insane. Now, virality growth, I'm presuming that's for like a content agency for going viral, coaching or whatnot. Proven experience closing high ticket deals, 2K plus. Most deals in the high ticket sales space, which is going to be what you're in, high ticket sales space in the e-learning space, they're going to be ranging from 2K up to 50K. You're going to be selling packages for. So yeah, I just thought I'd give you a bit of an overview on the opportunity there. Now, lastly, remote job 3, social media manager. Like I was saying before, sales, marketing. The only 2 skills you'll ever need to work from wherever you want in the world. Step 1, find a physical business or influencer to manage their social media. Step 2, help drive traffic to their page. Step 3, get a couple clients on retainer and collect your commissions. Now, I know people that don't even, I'll keep on going. I don't know what's happening there. I know people that don't even have social media. They've never even had social media. They've never posted content online. They've just studied the game and they've managed other businesses' social medias, and they take a retainer every month by having 1 to 4 clients of just managing their social media, posting their content, managing, their setters or whatever. It could also be, physical businesses. I've got a good friend of mine who she, yet again, doesn't have social media, learned the social media game, learned how to digitally market, reached out to cafes, restaurants, and basically set up their Instagram, set up their Google pages, and basically helped that business receive traffic online. And for that, she gets paid a retainer. So as you can see, you can just learn the skill of digital marketing. You don't need to show your face, you don't need to do any of that, and leverage your skills by helping businesses get customers online, whether that be through social media or search engines or paid advertisements, whatever. So as you can see here, I've got a few remote social media manager jobs here. There's just fucking so much opportunity out there. There's 1,000+ jobs completely remote. The demand here is just insane. So obviously, essentially, the first thing to do is to learn the skill, though. As you can see here, I just want to run through a few testimonials from guys within my network. Nathan Nazareth, big personal brand. You could essentially learn how to market, how to create content, partner up with Nathan, and take commissions. Same with my friend Ethan, also in a similar niche to me. He needs social media managers. He needs someone uploading on his account, scheduling his posts, doing advertisements. There's so much you can do for online businesses and physical businesses, as long as you learn the skills to help them drive traffic and get more revenue for that business. Same with Marcel here, similar sort of story. So lastly, how do you get started today? So I'm going to run through the 2 methods on how you can get started today. So first step, obviously just learn the fucking skills. Don't go out there trying to land a job if you don't know what you're doing. Because, I know people that have landed really good jobs, right place, right time, somehow fluked it, and absolutely butchered it in the job. A lot of business owners are in cahoots. There's a lot of networks out there. If you give yourself a bad name, what do you think that business owner is going to do? He's just going to tell all the other business owners, then you're out of business in that niche or industry. Get the skill level first. For me, I did land my first remote job 6 weeks in, and that was the real estate appointment setting rule, but I had the right guidance. So like I've just run through there, ultimately what you need to learn is get good enough at that skill. So like I was saying there, the 3 main things is obviously getting the skill, how to outreach to these businesses, and how to conduct yourself on interviews. There's a lot to this, and I think people a lot of the time go about this the wrong way. It's very technical on how you should approach a business, because technically, let's say you have that skill set, whether that's sales or digital marketing, you're going to have to sell yourself to that business on why they should take you on and give you responsibility over their business. If you don't know what you're doing, how the fuck are they going to give you that responsibility? So lastly, you probably think, well, where do I fucking learn? What do I do? How do I go about this? So I've tried both paths. Now, I'm telling you now, the majority of information is already out there on people's YouTube channels. Just do your own research. The information is out there. When people say to me, I can't start because I've got no money, you can start right now. Everything's out there. You have the world at your fingertips with the internet. Go out there and fucking let loose. Basically, just find a content creator or potentially a free course or whatever that you trust and basically implement what they say to your best ability. I know people that have made results from this, that have landed roles, that have done all this completely for free. However, I'll go into the second option, which is the paid guidance. Obviously, with the free value, a lot of the time, I know for me anyways, I was very overwhelmed with the amount of information that was out there. I didn't know where to look. I didn't know who to listen to. And essentially, it made me disheartened a lot of the time. And I wasted, I'd say, a couple of years going from business model to business model, skill to skill. Because everyone's telling you all these different things. You just don't know what to do with yourself. And also, with learning the skill, the problem that I had no one to practice with. I did not know how to put it into practice. It's like watching Mike Tyson, the boxer. You've been watching him as you grow up for years, right? But you've never threw a punch in your life. Do you think you can go into the ring and be able to box like Mike Tyson because you've watched him for so long? No, not a fucking chance. So for me, I eventually did go down an academy that teaches me sales and marketing. I went down a couple of academies, but the guys that really were the pivotal moment for me, I'm still with now. They still help me with my content, help me with my sales today. There's a lot of different noise out there, guys, and it's really hard to know where to go. And through my trial and error, and I've spent 5 figures on training, I've eventually came across people that I like, know, and trust. Gave me a solid blueprint to my first remote job. I didn't get results until I went to them, essentially. It's so important to get feedback from people that have done it before as well. Like I was saying, you can watch videos, but if you practice, where are you going to get your feedback from? For me, I needed more one-to-one support. I needed someone that could really put me on the right path, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm a bit fucking restarted, and I essentially wanted the fastest results possible as well. A lot of the time people will try a skill, try a business model, get frustrated because they think it's harder than it actually is. Then they blame the business model skill. The business model skill works no matter what. You just haven't tried it for long enough, or you haven't got the right guidance. And lastly, when you're looking out there for jobs, like I pulled up Indeed, the Indeed.com, like the job post site, a lot of the time there is a lot of shit opportunities out there. So for you to know what job opportunities are good and what are bad, having networking opportunities in, let's say you bought yourself into a network or whatnot, that just speeds up the process, cuts a lot of the bullshit out. For me, all the opportunities that I've had, all the remote jobs I've had, it's purely from networking, word of mouth referrals. That is the best way to go about things. Don't get me wrong, you can definitely get a very, very good sales job or marketing job out there on these job sites and job posts. But for me personally, if someone's going to refer me, I trust that more. and I'm not going to be on like a shitty rule or nothing like that. Because don't get me wrong, I see people all the time jump from shit rule to shit rule to shit rule. They try and do everything themselves, and it can be quite tough. But look, guys, this is the end of the video. I just thought I'd give you my top 3 remote jobs that you can get started with today. If you need any more advice, if you want a hand, or even a point in the right direction with the guidance that I got, message me on Instagram, but message me with the YT. I want you guys to reach out to me with the YT because I want to know where you came from, what information you know already, so I can actually help you out. But guys, I hope this has been action-packed for you. Thank you for supporting and watching the video. I'll catch you guys soon. I don't know why I done that. It's a fucking webcam, like.